When your cat follows you into the bathroom at night, do you actually know what that means? Yes, it seems sweet, maybe even a little funny. But behind that simple action, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded things your cat can do. And if you ignore it, which most owners do, you might miss what they're trying to tell you. Let's start with what that bathroom following really means. 1. It's not about the bathroom. Have you ever noticed it happens the moment the house gets quiet? You get up half awake, walk down the hall, and suddenly your cat appears behind you, like they were waiting for that exact movement. Most people think it's just curiosity, or nosiness, or that cats simply cannot resist a closed door. Here's what's actually happening. At night, your movement matters more. The house is quieter, the routine is more predictable, and cats are highly aware of changes in space, sound and movement. International Cat Care describes cats as territorial, strongly affected by odors and chemicals in their environment, highly aware and naturally active around dusk and early morning. So when you get up at night, your cat may not be following the bathroom itself. They may be responding to a meaningful shift in their environment. You moved, the routine changed, and they want to stay connected to it. Here's why this matters. Your cat is not necessarily saying, "What are you doing in there?" They may be saying, "You moved, and I want to stay with you while the world changes." Think about that for a second. That turns the whole behavior into something much more personal, much more intentional. And by the way, if your cat ever suddenly stops doing this after doing it for months, don't brush it off. We'll come back to that at the end, because it can matter more than most owners realize. 2. Your cat is probably tracking you, not the room. Have you ever wondered why your cat follows you into the bathroom at night, instead of just watching from the bed or waiting outside the door? The common assumption is that cats are random and impulsive, so this kind of behavior doesn't really mean much. Here's what's actually happening. A 2021 PLOS ONE study found that cats appear to mentally map their owner's location from voice. In the study, cats showed surprise when their owner's voice seemed to jump unexpectedly from one place to another, suggesting the cats had a mental representation of where that person should be. And in 2019, Oregon State researchers found that cats form attachment bonds with human caregivers and that many use their person as a source of comfort and security. Put those two findings together, and a very strong picture starts to emerge. Your cat may be following you at night because they are monitoring the location of someone who matters deeply to them. Here's why this matters. Your cat is not just reacting to noise. They may be reacting to your absence from the place where they expected you to be. And here's where it gets even more powerful. If your cat gets up from rest just because you changed rooms, that can be a sign that your presence itself is part of how they stay settled, not the bathroom you. 3. They may be pulling you back into their territory. Have you ever noticed your cat brushes your leg on the way in, rubs the door frame, winds around your ankles, or sits where they can watch you from the mat? Most people think that's just extra clinginess. Here's what's actually happening. Cats use scent to organize their world. Cornell's Feline Health Center notes that when cats rub with their face or scratch with their paws, they deposit scent from glands in their cheeks and paws. International Cat Care also emphasizes that cats are strongly affected by odors and chemical signals in their environment. So when your cat follows you into a small nighttime space, rubs against you and settles there, they may be doing more than asking for attention. They may be reinforcing a shared zone of safety and familiarity around you. Here's why this matters. This is not just a cat entering a room. This is a cat bringing you back into their emotional map of what is known, safe, and theirs. Think about that for a second. Cats mark what matters to them most. Not always loudly, not always dramatically. Sometimes with a soft cheek against your calf. Sometimes with a quiet body beside your feet while you stand there under the bathroom light. So the next time your cat follows you in at night, remember this. They may be saying, "Where you go, I want that place to still feel like part of us." And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat lovers who actually want to understand what their cat is really saying. 4. This behavior reaches back to very old feline wiring. Have you ever wondered why your cat does this more at night than during the day, when they could just follow you anywhere? Most people think nighttime bathroom following is just a quirky household habit. Here's what's actually happening. Cats are built for transitional hours. Internationally, Cat Care notes that cats are naturally active at dusk and early morning, and also that early experience and parentage shape how they respond to the world. Oregon State's attachment findings go one step further and suggest that cat-human attachment may be an adaptation of the offspring-caretaker bond. That matters here because following a trusted figure during low light, transitional moments fits something ancient, staying close to the reliable being when the environment shifts. Here's why this matters. Your cat may not consciously think, I need to stay near my person right now, but their nervous system may still respond that way. What makes this even more meaningful is that domestic cats have adapted these old patterns to life with humans. The person they orient around is not another cat, not a mother, not a colony mate. It's you. So when your cat follows you down a dark hallway into a small room at night, that moment may be tapping into something far older than routine. It may be primal closeness. 5. They don't do this for everyone. Have you ever noticed your cat ignores other people getting up at night? But the second you move, they're there. Most people call that favoritism and leave it at that. Here's what's actually happening. Cats form different relationships with different humans. The Oregon State study found clear attachment patterns with caregivers, and the PLOS One voice mapping study suggests cats keep track of where a meaningful person is, even when that person is out of sight. So if your cat follows only you into the bathroom at night, that may not be random preference. It may reflect that you are the person they monitor most closely, the person whose movement carries the most emotional weight. Here's why this matters. They don't do this with strangers. They usually don't do it with the human who feels less predictable. And they often don't do it with someone they merely tolerate. Think about that for a second. Your cat could stay asleep, stay hidden, stay independent. Instead, they choose to interrupt their own rest just to stay near you for a 2-minute bathroom trip. That is not casual attachment. That is selective attachment. That is your cat quietly choosing you. 6. This is what most owners never realize now. Here's the part most people miss. When your cat follows you into the bathroom at night, they may be doing something that goes directly against the image people love to project onto cats. Total emotional detachment. You think they're supervising you, but actually, they may be protecting their own sense of connection to you. Here's what's actually happening. A cat that leaves a warm resting place, tracks your movement, enters a smaller space with you, and settles there, is making a choice. They are choosing contact over distance. They are choosing your nearness over total independence. And because research shows cats track owner location and form attachment bonds with caregivers, this behavior makes emotional sense. Your cat may simply rest better when they know where you are and can stay part of your immediate world. Here's why this matters. This is not just a bathroom habit. This may be your cat saying, I don't fully relax when you disappear. Remember earlier when I said it wasn't about the bathroom? This is what I was talking about, because the deepest layer of this behavior is not curiosity. It is connection. Your cat is choosing to stay near you during a small moment of separation instead of letting that moment become distance. For a species that protects control so carefully, that is a big emotional step. That is not clinginess. That is trust making itself visible. 7. If it suddenly stops, don't ignore it. So, what if your cat always follows you into the bathroom at night and then suddenly stops? Most owners assume the cat just changed routines. Here's what's actually happening. Sometimes that is true. Cats do change habits, but VCA notes that sick cats may become withdrawn and hide more, while some become clingier or demand more attention. They may also show lower energy or restlessness. In other words, a change in a familiar social ritual can be meaningful, especially if it comes with other small changes in behavior. Here's why this matters. If the behavior fades and everything else seems normal, just observe. But if your cat also starts hiding more, sleeping differently, acting restless at night, grooming less, wanting much more reassurance, or seeming less like themselves, don't dismiss it. This is where most owners get it wrong. They wait for something dramatic. Cats often start with a shift in pattern first, so if your cat suddenly stops following you at night and other behaviors change too, pay attention, not fearfully, carefully, because your cat may be telling you something before obvious symptoms ever arrive. So when your cat follows you into the bathroom at night, do you actually know what that means? It may mean your movement matters to them. Your location matters to them. Your presence helps them stay oriented, settled, and safe. That's not just a funny little habit. That's attachment. That's trust. That's your cat choosing closeness over distance. And that simple behavior, following you into the bathroom at night, it was never small to them. And it shouldn't be small to you either.